Hey, this is Tawana Cherie. Welcome to my kitchen where I make easy, delicious, and healthy meals. I'm so excited about today's meal. We're going to make pan-seared roasted salmon with herby, crispy potatoes and a kale apple salad. I'm so excited. Come on in here. Let's get started. Okay, so I have heated my oven to 400. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my potatoes. We're going to use new baby potatoes. And the reason why I'm using these, because look how small. So because they're so small and tiny, they're gonna cook really quickly. And also to tell you some more about these potatoes. They're called new baby potatoes because of the size, but also we don't need to peel the skin because it's so thin. So baby potatoes have very thin skins on them, so we don't have to peel it. And the great thing about that is a lot of the vitamins and minerals are in the skins. So I have red potatoes, I have Yukon Gold, and I have these beautiful purple potatoes. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut a few of them, and I just have to show you this. Look at this color here. That's antioxidants right there. We have some vitamin C in this. We have folate in this. We have B vitamins all in this potato here. So it's very important to use colorful potatoes. I'm going to go ahead and cut a few more. So I just have to tell you guys, the question that I get asked most as a healthy chef is, what do you eat? And I just think it's such a funny question because people think I eat, so amazing and so, out of pocket from everyone else. But I don't. I eat just like you. I eat mainly plant-based. I am a plant-based cook. So most of my meals contain plant-based ingredients or vegan ingredients. But I do enjoy fish. And what I tell people is to eat the way they need to enhance their health. So that's pretty much what I eat. I eat some fish. I eat a lot of greens, which you're going to see when I make the apple kale salad. And I eat a lot of plant-based, a lot of potatoes and nuts and seeds and rice, brown rice, black rice. So here I'm cutting a few more. And here I want to show you this now. This is the red potato. Look how red and pink that is. Here again, lots of vitamins and minerals in this potato. Okay, I'm just going to cut a few more. So that's what I tell a lot of my clients. Just eat what works for them. Look at that. Beautiful, right? I know, I'm the only one that gets excited about this stuff. Okay, so I have heated my oven to 400. I'm just going to grab my bowl so we can make the potato sauce. Okay, and what we're going to use is lots of herbs. We're going to use some onion powder, salt, and pepper, and some avocado oil. So that's what I'm going to start with first is my avocado oil. Now you can use a canola oil, you can use coconut oil, but I love the avocado oil because it's a light oil, number one, and number two, you can cook this on high heat, which is what we need in order to crisp up the potatoes. So this seems like a lot, but we have a lot of potatoes to cook. So let's go ahead and pour that in. Just eyeball it. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my herbs. So here I'm going to take this off the stem. Okay. Oh, it smells so good. So it smells so woodsy and sweet. Okay, so I'm just going to take this off. And I'm going to use a little bit more. And then we're going to use some parsley and some rosemary. Okay, let's take this off. And let me take a bunch of parsley. I'm just going to move my bowl over just a bit. And let me get in here and get the rosemary. Okay, so you see this stem here? I'm just going to remove the leaves. And it seems like a lot of herbs I'm using, but here again, we have a lot of potatoes to cook. Now, the reason why I picked this combination is because it's a combination of sweet, it's a combination of woodsy, and it's a combination of a little bitter. So it's a great combination for the potatoes. So I'm just going to chop this a little bit. Oh, I can smell that licorice, sweetness. Okay, and just cut. And the great way to cut is hold your knife down on one end and just rock. So once you do that initial cutting, go ahead and rock your knife back and forth. I don't want big leaves on this dish. Okay, be careful when you're scraping. All right, and I'm going to just dump all this in my bowl here. Okay, now for the seasoning. Very simple. Onion powder, my salt, and some pepper. Okay, I'm just going to take a little spoon here. Yeah. All right, and I'm going to grab my pan. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and dump these potatoes. How easy is this? Clean hands. Go ahead and make sure they're well oiled. All right. Parchment paper on my baking sheet, and I'm gonna go ahead and dump it on here. Spread them out. You want them spread out so they will crisp up, okay? And whatever you have left over on the sheet here, just go ahead and put it on your potatoes. This is going to be so beautiful when it's done. It's going to be so good. And here again, look at all those colors. And as you notice, I kept some of them whole. And then I have some. Funny story. It's not a funny story. It's kind of, it's a different story because I never thought I would become a chef. That's not what I even thought about growing up. But believe it or not, I was in corporate America and I was a stockbroker. So I worked for companies like Merrill Lynch and E-Trade and Wachovia actually. And when I had my son, to give you the short version, we found out that my son was having developmental delays. We also found out he was having dairy sensitivities. So when he would have like regular milk or cheese or anything like that, it would upset his tummy. So I'm like, you know what? I need to learn how to cook differently. And that was just such a blessing in disguise. So I started getting in my kitchen and learning how to cook differently. Little did I know, cooking and being in the kitchen was very therapeutic for me. It was my therapy actually. So I loved it so much, I decided to go back to school and learn how to cook. And so after I did that, people started asking, hey, can you come and help me and teach me how to cook healthy? And I started doing parties. I started calling what we call sips and cooks. So I would go in, I would cook with someone, that person would invite their girlfriends, and we would cook as a group. And we would sit on some wine. And then we would talk about being healthy. We would talk about our wellness. And so after doing that a couple of times, my husband, who's always thinking about the bottom line, said, why don't you make this a business? So here I am. I decided to make my business mostly about plant-based and vegan cooking. And it turned out to be the best thing in the world. I would have never done this without my son. So I really owe it to my son, and the challenges that he's going through has brought me here in the kitchen. So it's been a great experience.